Welcome back to the Carbon Cardboard Podcast covering the Formula One sports card hobby. Back again, Scott. Lots to talk about. We are officially, as of the time of this posting, in race week finally.
It is race week. Dutch Grand Prix. And you'd think that would be the biggest news, is that, oh, we've got a race, but no, it's now been officially confirmed, right? They posted this morning. We planned to record this episode and go forward with the episode regardless, but now it's actually come out officially. Cadillac, there was no, we're going to announce one driver first and the other one, Perez and Bottas. But why? Why, Brian? Why Perez and Bottas?
The worst kept secret in Formula One at this point. What did you think, Scott, of like the announcements and stuff? So before we get into the CADs, you gotta love Keanu Reeves. Actually, I was talking to somebody earlier today. Did I misremember this? But is he working with the team to do some kind of like a documentary or something about them entering the sport?
So he did a documentary with Braun GP, right, for Jensen Button's
but I
2009 championship.
I think they're working on something else.
I think
he's like enthralled with Formula One. So somebody can fact check me on that.
He's been at Grand Prix since like early 2000, mid 2000s. You see him on the grid.
Yeah, with a lot of anyways, we are going to talk about that. And spoiler, we do have a this or that.
That's right.
That. We're actually going to talk about both drivers because both, Scott, have been not necessarily drawing dead spots in recent breaks and stuff, but it's not as fun to collect a driver that's technically no longer on the grid. Well, surprise! All of your breaks and your openings and your items you may have been tucked away, like there's going to be some renewed interest, Scott, in Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Checo Perez.
Yeah, I mean, the posts were coming out left, right, and center, right? All over Instagram, social media, of everyone showing, sharing their best Bottas cards, their best Sergio Perez cards. Really cool to see. And, I said it at the beginning, but why? And I got to go back to that, right? Why would Cadillac, because so much of this was, Joe Guan Yu was in the running. People were talking about Jack Crawford, Colton Herta, maybe even Alex Palou. Like there was a lot of noise on like, get some new drivers in here, whatever. I think signing Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez is it's honestly, it's a good signing. For Cadillac, they're a new team, okay? They're a new team. They're going to come in. Guys, don't be surprised if Cadillac is literally 3 seconds plus off the pace in testing. Like, I'm going to be serious. Like, this is a brand new team. We've been here, okay? We've been here before. If you've been a fan of Formula One, going back, whenever a brand new team comes in, usually not that good. So they're going to have to work their way up the grid. And I think having two experienced drivers, and it's not just a safe pair of hands, whatever. It's two experienced drivers. Both of these drivers have raced for a long time and at the front. I think right now the mood of Sergio Perez, he's got roasted by Max. Oh my gosh, terrible. Yuki got roasted by Max. Lawson got roasted by Max. Gasly got roasted by Max. Everybody gets roasted by Max. Okay, so I'm excited to see Perez, how he performs up against Valtteri Bottas, who again is widely considered the best number 2 driver in the history of Formula One when he was alongside Lewis Hamilton. So both of these drivers have helped teams win championships on the constructors' side. We've seen both of them finish second in the drivers' standings, when they've got the car. So I think it's a good signing for Cadillac. It'll help them make gains. If you bring in a rookie, that rookie's just going to be getting settled in F1 and going to be looking for more direction rather than giving direction. Bottas, Perez, they'll be able to give direction. It's a good signing.
So my 2-prong response to this is I agree with you. You're right. Get the sound clip of that one.
No, terrible podcast.
They are going to offer feedback on how to improve the car because they've driven good cars.
Yep.
Sergio in the Red Bull dominance, and Bottas in wildly, some of the best cars that's ever been developed in Formula One. So they, like, you're right. They know what good is and how far they'll be off from where they need to be there. So, and again, experience. I mean, you can make the joke of, well, when you sign 2 number 2 drivers, you don't have even a number 1 driver. However, I think for all those reasons, I think they're good. My second part of it, I can see why Cadillac did this because not only are they going to offer that experience, they also both bring things to a new team that will help immensely. Valtteri Bottas, social media icon,
Guru of our age.
He tradition.
I mean, have you seen his posts? Like, it's all he already has won over and has endeared the hearts of every Australian on this planet, right? He's basically a pseudo Australian. Now,
he's going to be American. Surfing with an American
picture
flag.
of him, like, it's like him surfing with like a suit or something and the American flag, like some obviously AI generated amazing post from Valtteri Bottas. And that's
I don't know if it was AI generated.
Was that real? He's carrying an American flag surfing?
I think they did I think they did a photo video shoot for that. So
that's
anyways,
even crazier.
So Bottas will bring some pizzazz to the team, get everybody excited.
Definitely.
Perez brings a huge fan following, which will bring money into the team. And Scott has considerable sponsors that will hop right back on board, like with Kit Kat and several other. Gosh, you just gave away his signed mini helmet tonight on a What Night stream.
That's right.
Why Telecom? Why can't I think of his other big one from Mexico?
Yeah, no, there is a telecom company. I'm forgetting what it's exactly called, but yeah, Inter, I think his is one of the big ones he's got. Yeah, I mean, he has a ton of sponsors right down in Mexico, and it is no secret that Sergio Perez is one of the most popular drivers at every single United States Grand Prix you go to, whether it's in Miami, whether it's in Austin or Vegas. His fans come out huge, and now if he's going to be driving for a US based team, it's going to be even more. We're going to see even more Perez fans. I'll tell you right now that this signing and announcement is planned and timed well to make sure it was before the Mexican Grand Prix, because you will definitely see a lot of Sergio Perez fans in Cadillac merch. I'm telling you right now, there will be fans in Cadillac merch when the Mexican Grand Prix comes up. They'll be selling Cadillac shirts in the stadium. Mark my words.
Yeah. So, burying the lead here. This or that, Sergio Perez, Valtteri Bottas edition.
We got some interesting combinations here. I'm excited
Scott,
to get into it.
What does the flow chart say?
Well, I mean, we got to find out. What's on the next page? What are we going to look at first? Okay.
2020. You always have to go with 2020. So we are going to look at Scott here on screen. We have a Valtteri Bottas card number 2 from Topps Chrome 2020 Gold Wave refractor, and a Sergio Perez True Gold refractor card number 13. Both their base portraits. Neither drive. Actually, excuse me. I almost misspoke there because Bottas does have an image variation in 2020. Perez does not. Perez in the pink Power Ranger suit here.
That's right.
For Racing Point at the time, and Bottas in his Mercedes racing suit. So this will be one of the combos of cards here. And I don't know if you can sense a theme here, Scott, but
what do we got?
True Gold Bottas refractor and a Gold Wave refractor. So,
and for those listening along at home, if you're not familiar with the numbers, so we're looking at the portraits as well. So the portraits, right, as they say across the pond. Yeah. So we've got Bottas Gold Wave against Perez True Gold, and then the opposite of that. So
let's
also
just talk
ignore the grade
yeah, exactly. These, and that's where I was going to go with Scott here, is just kind of just speak to a little bit of the set, and I mean, they're both gold. They're both out of 50. Unfortunately, one grade's better than the other historically.
Yeah, I mean, I think, usually trues do grade a little bit better. Waves are just tough grades, but, throw grade out of it, right? Assume they're the same grade or they're raw or they're just in general the same grade. You know, right now, if you're looking at the market, if you're looking at anything, especially over the last, honestly, couple weeks since like national, like last few weeks, true golds are going pretty crazy. We talked about it a little bit. We've seen in the past, obviously, the true red from 2020 Chrome is now about 3 to 4x sapphires and red waves. So true red is going nuts. We haven't quite seen that in true orange, but true orange generally do still outpace the sapphire or wave brethren. But I think golds are going crazy on the true side right now. So I'm gonna take the true. Like right now, we've got true Valtteri Bottas against gold wave Perez. Like I'm taking the Bottas for sure. The true gold portrait Bottas over the gold wave Perez.
All right, so let's look at it with some of the the pop data here. So going back to our first slide here, Scott.
Oh my
So
God.
look at the pop on this. So on screen, the left versus the right. So on the left, we're going back to, this will be a comparison of the True Gold Bottas portrait against the Perez Gold Wave portrait. Scott, there's only, and this shocks me, only 3
Yeah.
graded right now. 2 PSA 7s and 1 PSA 5.
Where are
Like
all the true gold Bottas?
that is a really good question.
What is happening? That's crazy that only 3 are graded. So what is for Perez? How many do we have graded out of
So
50?
So out
Gold
of the
wave.
gold wave, there's certainly a lot more. My math here is 16 total graded. I just did that
Wow.
math in my head real
It's
quick.
a lot more than 3.
So surprisingly, 2 PSA 9s, and
Mm.
I'll speak to that in a little bit. 5 PSA 8s, 7 PSA 7s, and unfortunately 2 PSA 6s. So when we talk about historically why one grade's better than the other, for whatever reason, when these cards were made in Italy, either the waves were just slightly thicker, but we talk about the when you turn the card over and you're holding it horizontal, um, either the left or the right or both. Sometimes there's like a half moon peel, and it's essentially
I was
the
just gonna
coding.
ask, what do you call it? So
I
you
call
said
it. I
half
call it.
moon and peel.
Depending on who you're talking to, but basically, kind of vice versa. You hear like the clip. I don't
Clip, that's
usually.
what I always say, yep.
I don't really
Clip.
like to say clip because then it makes me think that like the part of the card is missing. Really what ends up happening is um the coating on the back of the card just gets scrunched up and
Yeah,
it makes
pushed.
it pushes out. Little trade secret
Crescent.
here. Crescent, like with the right set if you have talking about Keanu Reeves and sometimes if you have a particular set of skills,
Whoa, it's
you
not
may be able.
Keanu Reeves.
Actually, that's not Keanu Reeves. That's Liam Nielsen. Yeah.
He's another epic dude, and he's
Oh.
been to F1 races before too, but yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so let me. Where I'm going with this is like it can potentially be improved and potentially improve your PSA grade, but I will not
Gotcha. Of
disclose any of those
course.
methods at this time.
So
So
yeah, go ahead.
wow, just like Scott, what happened to all the? I got to double check her. I got to double check her.
Yeah, he doesn't believe you, Ben. So here's the deal. If you've got with the pop right now, so I mean, we'll throw the 5 out. PSA 7 true Bottas, it's a pop 2 none higher, or a Perez PSA 9 gold wave. Because we've already identified, okay, you're going to take same grade, you're going to take the true Bottas over the gold wave Perez. PSA 9 Perez, pop 2 none higher. PSA 7 true Bottas, pop 2 none higher. Which are you taking?
Nope. There's only 3. Ben's
Yeah.
right.
Which
That
would you
surprised.
take?
So I think honestly, Well, number one, I have to wonder, like, is somebody just sitting on a bunch of these, or did they get graded? I would assume that they probably got graded elsewhere, whether it's with Beckett or
Maybe. Mhm.
SGC. I'd have to check the pops there as well. And
Bottas
it
not
could,
popular enough.
well, maybe not popular enough, but maybe just, and I see it from some cards and some parallels across, especially 2020. Sometimes it just, whether it came off, where it came off the cut sheet or whatever, like sometimes a
Right.
lot of the cards have similar issues. If you can't tell, I'm kind of flabbergasted by that there's only there.
It's
Um,
crazy.
if like, I wouldn't go out of my way to get thinking that a PSA 7 is going to be the top of the pop, 5-10 years from now. There will be more.
Yep. Yeah,
I'm going to make
I'd
sure,
probably
it's
agree.
now my mission,
To get an 8.
carbon cardboard community. If you have Bottas, let me help you
True
top the
gold
pop.
portrait. Let's do it.
Just get the hashtag out there. Hashtag top the pop.
Oh, I like that. Hashtag top the pop. That's good.
Just thought of it.
Comment hashtag top the pop
Yep.
for your chance to have us
Let's get
call
that.
you out on the podcast.
I
So
don't
who are you
know,
going to
but
take?
but rarity wise, like, a gold wave PSA 9 is rare air. There are some PSA 10s. I know Gotifi is, like,
Mhm.
if you want to,
Every PSA 10 there is, I think.
exactly, like, cornering the market on that in time, like, I think those will be epic long term.
I
I think
agree.
you've got to go. I think you've got to go with a 9. I think there's going to be so few.
Okay.
I think for this one, I'm going to side with Perez on this one.
I'm going to take the true. I'm going to take the true. I think the power of true gold right now compared to gold wave is just almost unprecedented. Aside from looking at, I mean, look at true reds. It's the same story. I'm telling you, like, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Especially like Bottas, he's top of the pop now. He probably won't be eventually, but it's, you're going to see true gold pound for pound is going to be like 3 to 4 times a gold wave. And I just don't know that the PSA 9 gold wave like gets it up there enough, you know? So I'm taking the Botas because I just believe in the power of the true over the actual PSA grade. That's my take. And I don't think there's a difference enough because again, I think Perez also has a stronger market despite being, I guess, technically like further away from F1 because Bottas is a reserve driver right now and a social media mastermind. But I think Perez market is stronger. And I think PSA 9 is way better than PSA 7. I'm still going to take the True Gold Bottas because True Gold is just insane right now. Literally, look at comps, look on Card Ladder, look on 130 point. True Golds are dominating Gold Wave and
I
7.
think, yeah, I think grade won't matter in the long run. I mean, Scott, I mean, we didn't even talk about. We could have talked about this at the opening with the Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan card, a PSA
That's right.
6 that just sold for like $13.2 million from
Yep.
Shine and Kevin, was it Kevin O'Leary?
Kevin
From
O'Leary,
Shark.
Paul, yes, Secure, their new
I,
company.
I mean, like, listening to somebody like that type of money coming into the hobby is going to be huge, and especially he even mentioned Formula One in
Yeah.
one of his little news clips, and if you have new people coming into the hobby again, like we keep harping on like the true gold. I mean, you go back when Topps Chrome like first was getting going, especially like LeBron James rookie year, 2003, like the true gold, like LeBron James stuff, like insane. Like, and people will
Oh,
take that set
wild.
to set and across. So you'll, I wouldn't be surprised, Scott, if you go from longer term, it goes like super fractor, true red, and then potentially jumping down to like true gold, actually maybe even
Right?
exceeding orange.
True Orange. Yeah, I could see it. I'm right there with you, man. I'm all on the True Gold hype train. So now what do we got when we inverse it? Wow,
So
this is
we
crazy.
invert this. You get the DRS open. Now we're looking at a gold wave Bottas against the true gold Sergio Perez. So then the numbers look quite different on this.
Oh yeah.
The Bottas gold wave portrait card number 2. There's 6 PSA 8s and 9 PSA 7s.
Seems about par for the course.
Yeah, like, I'm not surprised that there's not higher than an 8. I've probably worked on, I don't necessarily, maybe a third of these Bottas cards, over the last couple of years. Perez, on the other hand, for whatever reason, I haven't really had a lot of these, in hand, whether it's the portrait or the gold wave, but there's a lot more, Scott, not necessarily the same as on the gold wave, but there's 3 PSA 9s of the true gold, 8 PSA 8s, and then 3 PSA 7s.
That's
So this also just tells me, like what I was talking about in our last image that we had on screen here, is like sometimes driver to driver, sometimes they're parallels, or they're just conditioned better. And I don't know, maybe it's like you're talking about card number 2 off a sheet, and then you're talking about card number 13. I don't know how Topps makes cards, or how that would impact anything, but like you can almost draw a conclusion just based off that, like where they were.
Yeah, like it clearly looks like Perez in general grades higher. Now we could go real down the rabbit hole and we could pull up all the cert numbers. It's like, oh, these 9s are 6 numbered certs. Who knows, right? But clearly it does look like
Hashtag hate the 6 cert. That's
hate
a
the sixer.
that's a shout out for you, Caitlin and
There
Chris.
you go. But obviously Perez does seem to grade better in general. It also, like, more Perez have been graded, right? Go back really quick to the last slide. So we have 15 gold wave, and then we have 16 gold wave. So gold wave is actually pretty similar in terms of the amount, almost identical, that have been graded, and Perez has done better. But then so many more true gold Perez have been graded than Bottas. It's fascinating. But again, we see a PSA 9. I mean, this to me, this Perez is so much better. Not only I think Perez market is ahead of Bottas, true gold is better than gold wave, and then higher grade. So Perez wins like 3 out of 3 in this matchup. The other one was a little bit closer, but here I think it's slam dunk Perez. And here's now I'm going to ask you this. Would you rather, and this isn't on here, this is on the fly, PSA 9 true Sergio Perez gold portrait, or a PSA 9 gold wave Sergio Perez portrait, and a PSA 7 true Bottas? So you're going to get a true Bottas and a gold wave Perez, both top of the pop, or a true gold Perez PSA 9 top of the pop.
Ooh, I mean, like basically almost on screen, like the left side versus the right side, right?
Well, you don't even get that gold wave Bottas, though.
Oh,
You don't even get that gold wave Bottas. It's the 2 on the left against just the 1 Perez. Because clearly, PSA 9 is the highest grade we have from everything here. True gold is the best, and then Perez has a better market than Bottas. So the best card available of these 4 is a true gold Sergio Perez. So that in its highest pop, PSA 9, or you get the Perez PSA 9 gold wave and the Bottas true gold PSA 7.
I would say, from not financial advice, from a financial standpoint, the right side makes more sense. Like the true gold Perez highest grade makes more sense than, it's not even a quantity over, quality type thing at that point, at least for me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I'm taking the Perez. I think the Perez true gold in a PSA 9, it is a pop 3, which is a little bit higher than most PSA 9s, but that's still, I mean, that's a phenomenal grade for 2020. It's true gold portrait. That's a really good card. Like, that is a card that is going to be significant. I think so. Yeah, no, really cool. Overall, Perez better than Bottas in the card market. We're gonna have to see if that happens on the track, because they're gonna be racing against each other next year, and it might be just them racing against each other. They may be so far away from everyone else that they'll only have each other to race. So let's
Do
see
you
how
know
it
right
pans
off the
out.
top of your head, Scott, like how many wins each driver has? Does Bottas have 10?
Yeah. So Bottas does have 10,
And
and
Perez
Perez
has
has, I think he has
6.
less than that. Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna say, I think he's around like 6 or 7. one with Racing Point and then the rest with Red Bull. So Bottas definitely, I'm pretty sure he has more. Bottas, listen, I think Bottas is a much better qualifier than Perez. I think Perez is actually much better racer than Bottas. Like we've seen a lot of times, especially in Red Bull, Perez was not great in qualifying, but then he would carve his way through the field and have a respectable finish. Bottas, if he ever messed up in qualifying, even in that Mercedes, dude, he would get mired in a DRS train down in the midfield and like with the clearly fastest car, or at least like them in Red Bull in 2021, he could not make headway. So I think Bottas better qualifier, Perez better racer. We'll see how they fare on track against each other. I'm excited. Another team.
Right,
22 cars. Let's go.
My off the cuff question to you, not planned.
Sure.
But
bring it.
Just we'll keep it 2020. Any of these let's extend it even past like gold or gold wave here. If you had to as a strictly as a Formula 1 fan, regardless of value or scarcity, just pure fandom, and you can only pick one of these two drivers, what is your preference?
Sergio Perez. Not even close. Sergio Perez, and it's Sergio Perez because he ignites the fires of a nation, Brian. I don't see thousands and thousands and thousands, maybe millions of Finnish people all over the place, just like going crazy for Bottas. I see all of the people hailing from Mexico supporting their boy Sergio Perez through thick and or thin. They support Perez so much they made conspiracy theories up that Max was, sabotaging Perez's car. No, I'm just kidding. But like seriously, Perez, honestly, the thing that matters to me the most about Formula 1 in a fandom is that it is global. And I think Perez, the association that fans have, from their home country with Sergio Perez, like it resonates so much more than the Finnish fan base. I'm sure a lot of folks from Finland are fans of Valtteri Bottas, but it is not as fervent and passionate as the Mexican fans. And so because of that, I'm taking Sergio Perez all day long. Best Mexican race driver to ever live, to ever grace the track.
I figured you might say that.
Boom.
I actually would take Bottas.
Yeah, it's because you like saunas and creeks and calendars.
Actually, that is honestly why I would probably pick him, just because I don't necessarily know if I'm considered like the Netflix generation, Drive to Survive, but like when he's just a driver that I had gravitated to, and I think he's absolutely hilarious. I think he's great for the sport, and I personally am really happy for him to get a seat. Is it going to be the best seat in the world? And would he rather have been in the Mercedes? 120%, but I think he's good for the sport. I have no ill will against Perez. It's just, if I only could have one card of 2020 and it had to be either Bottas or Perez, I'm going to pick the Bottas.
All right. Well, everyone in the comments, let us know why Brian's wrong and I'm right. And make sure to use the hashtag. What was the hashtag we had earlier?
Top the pop.
Top the pop. Top the pop. Hashtag top the pop, and tell us why Brian is wrong in the comments, everybody.
And let me help you top the pop for that Bottas gold. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna log off after we get done this. I'm gonna find out where the.
I've got like 30 of them just sitting back here, just waiting. Just kidding. I might have one.
It's almost like. I almost would just do a few of them free of charge, just to say that I helped.
Wow, look at that. He's offering discounts because he wants to hashtag top the pop.
Wow. It's like a personal challenge now.
What a legend.
I think I might do that.
You heard it here first, guys. Free grading services from P1 Castle Grading Q3 cards for the rest of your life.
Yeah, if you have a 2020 Bottas Gold Refractor, reach out to me. We'll talk.
Love it.
All right, Scott. Talking about, well, this is going to be like the worst segue in the world because whatever I was going to say isn't going to happen. But anyways, we have the Dutch Grand Prix this weekend in Zandvoort. Right. We are going to go through our pick'ems again. Winner of the challenge each race weekend can earn break credit with the P1 Castle. So
sweet.
Let's look at the week's matchups, and then we'll typically.
All right, so we have got 2025 Dutch Grand Prix. We've got 10 matchups for you. Lando Norris against Oliver Bearman. There's a lot of slam dunks this week, I'm going to be honest. So we may see some perfect scores, but you never know because Dutch is crazy. Dutch Grand Prix is crazy. We got Piastri against Franco Colapinto, Verstappen against Esteban Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda against Charles Leclerc, George Russell against Lance Stroll, Kimi Antonelli against Liam Lawson, Lewis Hamilton versus Isaac Hadjar, Fernando Alonso against Carlos Sainz, Alexander Albon against Nico Hülkenberg, and the last matchup is Pierre Gasly against rookie phenom Gabriel Bortoleto.
Scott, since this race has returned to the calendar, Max Verstappen has dominated his home race until last year.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a McLaren stronghold again this weekend?
I definitely think so. I mean, they were really good here last year, and their car is even better, I think, compared to the field. So I think McLaren is absolutely going to destroy. I mean, Lando was on pole by 0.4 last year, and he won by like 30 seconds. So I think now the question really is, okay, so do we see Lando dominate at a track where he has dominated? He dominated Oscar here last year. So do we see that continue, or do we see Oscar take that step forward like he has so many times this year compared to last year and take it to him? So I think that's the real question that we have. Max, of course, will throw his hat in the ring because he's really good here. I just don't know that he'll have the car to really compete over race distance. So that being said, who's your slam dunk?
I mean, the slam dunk to me is just, it's got to be Oscar over Franco. That to me is like Colapinto. I feel bad I just wish like Jack Doohan could have gotten the whole season just to do it. I feel like
it's tough.
Even if he didn't produce any better like results at the checkered flag than Colapinto has, like maybe he would have crashed a little bit less. I don't know.
I don't know. Both of them have been terrible. No offense to anyone who's been a fan, but they both have been dreadful. But he's going to win, and he's going to beat Oscar, so you're wrong.
All right. Who's your slam dunk?
So my slam dunk, it would be easy to say McLaren, right, to go with Lando. But actually, my slam dunk here, I'm going to take George Russell over Lance Stroll. I do think Aston Martin has looked good in the last race, but they were terrible in Spa. I don't think they're going to be particularly great here. Lance Stroll does actually go pretty well here, but I think George Russell goes very well here, and I expect Russell to thoroughly destroy Lance Stroll. So I'm taking that. And then for my one, before I flip it back to you, for my one, I'm going to take the fan over his hero. And I'm going to take Isaac Hadjar over Lewis Hamilton. Never meet your heroes, folks, okay? Because you might just beat them in Formula One. And Isaac Hadjar is going to beat his hero, Lewis Hamilton, in the Formula One 2025 Dutch Grand Prix. And that's my one. Who's your one?
This is actually pretty tough. I don't know. My eyes keep darting down to the bottom matchup there with Gasly and Bortoleto. I'm going to give the edge to Gasly just based on prior record at the track.
Prior record? What do you mean prior record? Bortoleto?
Well, no, sorry. No,
he's a rookie.
Yeah. No, track results for Gasly. He's been pretty strong at this.
He has been good here.
So I'm going to go with Gasly 1 over Bortoleto.
All right. I like it.
And
Cool.
you know something spicy is going to happen at this track
Yeah.
because, like, I mean, track layout wise, this is always like one of my favorites. And just you've got to, I don't know that we're going to get changeable weather conditions like we've had in prior seasons, but just it has the track has a little bit of everything, with like the opening, a couple turns, like with the swooping corner, the banked corner
Yeah.
there. Then you've got like the sector 2 is a lot is a lot of turns, and then you kind of, after you get out of that, like that final like bank turn going into back
Yeah.
to turn 1, it's just it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's a really fun track. It's a skinny track, so it is a little hard to overtake on, but yeah, it is possible and it's a lot of fun. I don't have my predictions up here, but I think off top of my head, I think I took Lando for pole, Lando for the win, Oscar for second, Max for third. And then for my castle call, I actually have that over the course of the weekend. So this is practice, qualifying, race. I have that we will see 2 or more orange flares on the track due to the lovely Dutch fans.
Very likely to happen.
That's right. That's all I got. That's all I got, Brian.
You really can't go wrong with a 2020 this or that.
Oh, yeah.
I really like this segment because there's not really any right answers. I mean, you'll say that you're always right and I'm always wrong,
Yeah.
but
Oh, that's what it is. Whatever I say is right, whatever you say is wrong. And that's how we know.
it's just like it's so cool to kind of like be um I think everybody can really see like longer term like how special that the 2020 set is. And I know a lot of the P1 Castle affiliates have been doing like single box breaks, 2 box
Yeah.
breaks for 2020 Topps Chrome. I just love I just love seeing fresh pack pulled CADs from 2020 that I know haven't been through the ringer.
There it is.
It's so fun. Like,
It is.
having gone through a stack of about 100 of them recently, thank you very much, just to see ones that had like, they hadn't been like, they went into the top loader and they sat there since. So to know that, like, they weren't ever mishandled
Jostling
or
around, never
jostled
one
around
touched.
or, like, cracked out several different times trying to get for a better grade, like, let's give it the best attempt on the first one. And, this is like sprint qualifying. You got 1 lap to make it happen.
One lap, everyone knows the rules.
That indeed. All right, Scott, I think that will close it up. Again, like you mentioned, this will probably be our only episode leading into the race. So again, Formula One fans, just welcome back. I mean, 3 weeks off is seems like an eternity, but
Oh,
we're
yeah.
gonna have a really fun end to the season, and hopefully we see a lot of spicy on-track action this weekend.
That's right. 10 more races. Make sure you get your pick 'em in. I'm going to have that posted tomorrow when I post the pick 'em up here. So I'll make that on the Survey Monkey. Make sure you get your picks in, guys. We have only 6 races left for the cumulative. So get your picks in. All right.
Make it
And
happen.
with that, last plug, everybody. While we're waiting for the Dutch Grand Prix, collect your cardboard. Keep it carbon.